You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Are you ready to learn the 3 secrets to launching a successful podcast? Hi, I'm Bill, a recent client of the Podcast Mogul. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast but aren't sure where to begin, he's got you covered. He is hosting a free webinar where he will share the 3 secrets that can help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast without any fancy equipment or technical headaches. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot now and let him help get your podcast off the ground.
You're listening to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast, brought to you by Feel Better Inc. If you want to take your podcast to the next level, make sure you book your free 15-minute call with Phil Better, the podcast mogul, at www.philbetterinc.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. I am, of course, Phil Better, and today I have the honor to have David Phan, the real estate marketer, investor, entrepreneur himself on the show. David, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man. That was a really good intro.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
60 interviews later, I think I've nailed down the intros. Some of the first ones are horrible, but every day you get better and better.
For sure, man.
So, David, I'm glad you're here. How about you give my audience just a quick introduction about yourself, quick bio about who you are, how you got started in the entrepreneur world?
Yeah, for sure. So I am currently 25 years old. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I work in the digital marketing space. I primarily focus on real estate lead generation. So, if you're looking for CRMs, follow-up sequences, lead generation, I'm the guy to go to.
All right. So 25 years old, what sparked your interest in jumping into the entrepreneurial world instead of doing the normal 25-year-old thing and doing the 9-to-5 grind like so many of us have done?
Well, the main goal for me, right, is to be able to wake up in the morning, right? Just do what the hell I want. So whatever means possible to get there, obviously ethically, right? That's very, very important. So, if you want to get a little backstory, like how far back do you want me to go?
You can go as far as you're comfortable sharing with us.
Okay. So as long as I could remember, back when I was like very, very young, like trading Pokemon cards, selling like origami, like I was just a hustler. Okay. Like whatever means possible to go to tuck shop to buy some like sour keys. Like I would do like everything. Okay. I didn't come from a very, well-off family. I remember, going to school with like smelly clothes, being made fun of. I just wasn't in a really comfortable space. I knew at that age where, I knew I didn't ask my parents for anything. Like everyone was getting like GameCubes, like PlayStation 1s, like things like that. Like I had to hustle and grind just to get my own things. I knew at a very young age that like we weren't well off, and I knew that I didn't want to be in that position. Like for sure not in the future. So like I was grinding, gone to school. Obviously I wasn't really a bright kid, I always say. I was a hustler, but I wasn't doing good in school.
You weren't book smart, you were more street smart.
Yes, 100%. So like I was just doing the bare minimum just to pass. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know any career paths I could take. I didn't know like what type of jobs were out there. I was very small-minded. I was like the type of kid that just knew, okay, there's doctors, police officers. It was just basic life stuff.
The ones that are
so generic,
sold to you at a young age. Before it was
Yes.
labor intensive jobs, and now it's, being the office worker or something like that,
Yeah. So it's like, oh, what did you want to be when you grew up? I'm, I don't know. I guess a cop or something. I don't know, a firefighter. I didn't
I
really
want to
get
be an
no.
astronaut. So like it's not happening anytime soon. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So like, and even at a young age, I was a little bit more realistic. I was like, I'm not going to be an astronaut. I'm not going to be a doctor. I was like, I just want to live day by day. Okay. So I guess like in high school, closer to grade 12, you start getting anxiety. You're like, oh, geez, what the fuck am I going to do? So guess what? I just enrolled into police foundation because I was just like, okay, this is just where I'm going to be headed to.
Okay.
But after high school was a very interesting time because I was going to a very, predominantly white school. I didn't have much friends that were like Asian. So after high school, I started joining into like Asian crowds. I was just mixed up into the wrong mix. And while I was, going to police foundations, I dabbled myself into drugs, right? I was selling drugs. So that's very interesting. First time actually saying this on a podcast, but I mean, if it inspires people, inspires people. Okay. So I was not a book smart kid. I was definitely street smart. I just dabbled into this. And I made a lot of money, like a lot of money, right? I made thousands of dollars per week. Some days, $2,000 per day. I was good. I was like, why am I going to go to school when I'm making this type of money? What I'm going to do, like become a bad cop? Like what's going on here? You know what I mean?
You're going to be that dirty cop in the movie that always ends up being killed, by the good guy.
Yeah.
Like that's not a life expectancy that most people want.
Yeah, but it was so exciting because I was learning about like networking, how to influence people. I was learning how to sell, right? So that was like my entryway to actually growing an actual business. Obviously things didn't go well. Landed myself in jail, and that was a very, very tough life lesson that I had to go through. So
Very interesting. I like that you're that wow. To be honest, you're the first quote unquote, I guess, criminal, if you will, that's been on this show.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say like
obviously.
Like obviously I wasn't like scamming people and stuff like that. It was just a very unethical business, and even amongst my friend group back then, I was like the holy guy. I was like, bro, like come on, like don't do that. Like I was just a business guy. And that
You're
was my
taking
first
your business knowledge, putting it into a career, into an industry that may not be fully legal at the time.
And man, oh bro, if I were to do it now, but some of my friends now they have like full on factories or fully legal. I'm like, man, bad timing, you know what I'm saying? But
you got out of the market too early.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, it brought me to a point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm putting so much time and effort into these things. I do want to be my own boss. I'm not going to be working for somebody else. I do need money. So right away after I got out, I was in house arrest for like a year. Thankfully, they let me, just get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked at multiple jobs. I worked at Costco. I worked at Muji, if you guys know. Things of that nature, just retail jobs, just get my feet wet until I landed this job at a place that was a small business. And that's the beauty of, but I love working for small business. If ever were to give anyone advice on investing into becoming an entrepreneur, the first thing you want to do is actually work for a small business, right? It's very important to actually get your feet wet in that sense, because if you're working for a large business, you're going to be one small moving part of a very large machine. And you don't get a feel of the passion, the desire, just part of a segment, and you don't see the bigger picture. Now, if you work for a smaller business, which I did, I was able to see the passion. I was able to see everything from A to Z, from client acquisition, to HR, to accounts receivable, taxes, everything, right? Fulfillment, everything like that. And that really opened up my eyes on how I can, I was taking one thing to another. I was like, how do I legitimize my business, right? From this to that. I was kind of connecting the dots. So I was working for maybe like 2-3 years while building a part-time job. I mean, a part-time passion, which was the first business, which was a clothing brand. So I guess that was my first success, right?
Hitting the questions before I even ask them. I love it. So this clothing brand, sure. Which is your first success, as you said, what is it? What drove you to go into the clothing brand world?
Yeah. So I guess I was still very small-minded. That's why you got to experience things, right? So, I mean, the first thing as coming out straight from high school, you knew a few guys that were hustling, like selling clothes. I'm gonna start my own clothing brand too. So I started that, but I was doing that while I was working, right? I had to build up some capital. You got to fund your own business. I was bootstrapping the whole thing. And while I was learning the operations aspect, I knew, okay, how do I get sales, right? So how do I grow this thing? So I started doing research. I didn't buy any courses. I didn't go to school for it. It was just all YouTube, right? I was like, how do I get more sales, right? How do I start a website? And one thing led to another. Oh, you need a business number. Oh, you got to start a corporation. One thing led to another. Just start building this whole like business, and it started money started rolling in. I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually working. So why don't I just double down on this, right? So I finally took that leap of faith and quit that 9 to 5 job, right? So again, I definitely knew I didn't want to work for somebody. I just need to plant the seeds and kind of build that equity, all that capital just to go into this full time. So I finally went into that full time. And that was when I first made my first 6 figures, right? That was my first 6 figures thing. And it kind of led into where I am now. Okay. It's kind of a long story, but pretty much I learned all the skill sets I needed to generate a 6-figure business. And I was like, my friends were coming to me, hey, how are you doing? How do I get involved? I was like, okay, I was just giving out free information. They were texting me. I was like, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed here. I should create something. I should sell my services or like do something to show people. I mean, the information is out there. People just have to be willing to go and find it. But I was kind of packaging it up and just helping them directly. And I was like, damn, like at that point, I was actually making more money in my my side hustle here than my business. My business is still operating till this very day, but I see it more like a merch option. So now it's kind of been tossed to the side. Fast forward.
It's just this passive income that's just coming in that helps you build the next business, and eventually maybe someone will buy it off of you. That kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I went all in on this whole hustle, which was helping people build their businesses, right? So that's what I did. I was helping dental offices. Next thing you know, I was helping realtors. I was like, okay, like I'm getting somewhere with this. And as I started working, I saw that there was a demand in the marketplace, which is mainly realtors. So I started building more products for that industry, and I just doubled down on everything. And now this is where I'm currently at, right? I built a 6 to 7 figure business, able to help a bunch of people, but through that, I was able to, invest into different investment properties, right? Diversify my portfolio. And the end goal, again, is to be able to have so much passive income to the point where I'm able to just do whatever I want.
That's the goal for, I think, anybody to be able to know, like, oh, I want to go to France, or I want to go to Australia, or I want to go anywhere in the world, and be like, okay, I can do it. Okay, bye. And like money's still going to be flowing. I don't have to take vacation time.
Yeah.
Everything's in place. I love it. That's, I think, everybody's ultimate goal, to be able to have the freedom they want.
Money is the first thing, man. Like you have to make money first. Like, even if you're not looking to do whatever hell you want to change the world, you got to make money. Okay, you want to save the world, you want to help the forests, and you alone is not going to be able to do anything. Okay, you got to make your money and then change the world after. That's what I tell people all the time.
No, it's true. You can't invest in someone else until you invested in yourself and learned the skills. Like you learned the skills to market, to sell through the illegal business that you started when you're young. And you learned the lesson from that, from getting caught and spending time in jail. And then you use that knowledge when you were, and business knowledge from getting that job in that small business, because you had to do nearly everything. You got to see the passion, you got to see all that. And you were able to take those 2 skills that you learned and put it towards your clothing company and make it a 6-figure business. Mm-hmm. Like there's not many. So at what age were you when you hit the 6 figures? Just want to know.
23.
You were 23.
Yeah, but I was making 6 figures when I was like 20. You know what I mean? Like doing the
legally. Let's go
legally. Yeah, like I'm filing my taxes. I'm doing my stuff. Yeah, at 23. That's when I first hit my 6 figures.
See, that is exactly like one of our previous guests, Morgan, from season 3. He was 23 when he created his first entrepreneurial business that created 6 figures, and he was able to retire at that point. And now he's helping other people like yourself. You moved into the real estate world and helping realtors and all that build their books and make money. And obviously you're helping other business owners as well, because how we connected was actually from my personal trainer put me in contact with you because he has a CRM that I was blown away by, and we had a talk a couple of days ago about it, and it blew me away. And I'm looking forward to using it because it's a fantastic service.
Thank you.
It's like an all-in-one thing, and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I need to help build my life, my business up. Now, in this whole journey that you have, you're 25 years old. What has been your favorite success? Like, what is it, the one that you're like, this is my favorite success. Every day of my life, I'll look back and say, like, yes, this is the one that I really enjoy.
Now that you say it this way, I would probably say finding out what my passion is, you know, like being able to make money ethically, right? But in a sense where I finally found, like, because again, back then I was like so narrow-minded, but being able to go over those obstacles and find something I actually love doing and I can see myself doing for a very long time, even if I don't retire and just do whatever the hell I want, I can see myself doing this for a very long time. So I guess that would be the number one thing, right? Being able to find success in real estate and kind of go all in on that.
That's an amazing thing. Like, best lesson to learn, that find your passion and the money will flow into you. Like, that's an amazing thing to share with my audience. And thank you very much. Because something I preach, like every successful entrepreneur says it, like, find your passion, the money will flow, but no one really listens to it. But like, the more, talking with younger entrepreneurs like yourself, they get to learn, like, yeah, just find something you're passionate about, try different things, and you'll
100%.
see.
Yeah,
like
it's really tough finding your passion. It really is, right? Like, even if you try a lot of things, like, you'll know when it comes. There's no like scientific formula of calculating, like, hey, I like doing this and this. Can I mix it up? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, even till this day, I really don't know how it came out to be. It just worked out the way it is. So yeah, I guess the big thing is, yes, go try as much things as possible, right? It's gonna turn out great for you, but just don't just idle and be satisfied with where you are. If you're not comfortable with where you are, just, get out of your comfort zone. That's what my brand is all about. There's always more. Never settle, right? That's the way to go, man.
No, I fully agree. Like, what we just had Nana on, he was another interview from Sweden. His message is, don't rest on your laurels. Keep moving forward. Keep finding a thing. Yours is, don't stay in your comfort zone. Get out of that comfort zone. It's the same thing. It's the same message. I think every entrepreneur I've interviewed is, if you stay complacent, you'll lose. Got to keep moving. Got to keep investing in yourself and growing. So I love hearing it from someone of your age that's already learned this lesson so early in life, and you got another at least 80 years in you to go. Knocking on wood here. You got more time than me to get it done. I'm slightly older than you. I'm a decade older than you. God, I feel like an old man now.
It's all good, man.
But what would you say is your best lesson you learned from a failure that you have had in your life?
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm putting you on the spot.
That's okay. I guess, like, for just to share something, right? I guess I wouldn't say it's the best failure, but going back on what I was saying about keeping a narrow mind is not good for you. You gotta be open-minded. You gotta try more things. And if you are if you want to be entrepreneur, you have to invest into yourself, right? You have to. If you keep your doors closed, then you're not going to get anywhere. So I think, if you're, especially for a business owner, try to learn as much as possible, right? Especially high income skills, right? So at least you can get your door through corporate jobs, whatever it may be, and kind of like polish that up. And I promise you're going to get somewhere with that, especially in this day and age, right? It's all about high income skills, being able to serve people, and hopefully you can. Because the thing, let's just say lead generation, right? Lead generation is just what I'm going to be focusing on. Every business needs lead generation, right? That's like the most searched up thing on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like businesses are searching, how do I get more leads? How do I get more leads? Every industry needs it. So you find your passion in sports, you can help generate leads in sports, right?
Yeah. Sports management, sports teams, anything.
But it all comes down to the skill set, and that's what you have to invest into, right? Find something that you feel like you're good at and keep going at it. I think that's one failure for me too, because I think I'm a very artistic guy, right?
I find entrepreneurs are very artistic. They're very creative because they have to
Yeah.
solve these issues that pop up in different ways that
Oh
no
yeah,
one else has
100%.
have done. So if you don't have that creative brain or that creative drive, it's harder to solve it. And I find a lot of successful entrepreneurs are that creative person. They have that
Yeah,
creative
100%.
mindset, but they also have that business side on it. They're focused on, I can be as creative as I want, but I need that business practicality behind it.
100%.
Um, what what would you say is your favorite or the best lesson you learned from a success that you've had in your young life so far?
Yeah. Never settle. I'm gonna go back to that one as well. Just because I watched an Instagram video this morning and it inspired me.
Nice. I love that. You're always getting inspired no matter where you are. I like it.
Yeah, so I guess I can resonate to it very well too, is because I built this brand around never settling to also motivate myself. When I'm wearing my clothes, I'm always like, okay, never settle, always keep pushing forward, because every milestone that you reach, if you just settle there, someone's always going to surpass you. It's not a race, obviously, but I saw this Instagram reel where they're saying, how do you kill a alligator?
Ooh.
I'm asking that question. How do you kill an alligator?
You tie up its mouth. I
Or
don't.
or, or when's the best time? When's the best time to kill alligator?
When it's asleep, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so there you go. Don't be that alligator, right? But the reference that you said was after he eats, because he goes into this state of paralyzation. So similar to entrepreneurs, when they find a little bit of success, they tend to just stop where they're at. They're a little bit too comfortable, and people overtake that, right? And you never want to be in that state. Otherwise, you're just gonna, go downhill, I guess. So
You'll end up being the crocodile shoes instead of the king of the
yeah,
swamp.
pretty much. Hopefully that's inspirational.
I think it is. If you want to be crocodile shoes, no problem. Rest on your laurels,
Yeah.
but keep moving forward. Keep moving. Be like a shark that if it stays still, it dies. You have to keep moving forward. Like don't
Yeah.
rest after you get your first success. Go after and stay hungry. Stay
Yeah.
hustle, stay hungry for those successes that are coming. I like that, and it's true. It's something that a lot of entrepreneurs need to learn, because if you rest on your laurels or if you get complacent, you're going to get surpassed by
Yeah.
all the other more hungry, driven people.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, listen, has anyone ever mentioned that the mouse, like its dick is literally pointing at your head? I think you should switch it the other way.
I'm planning on moving it. Yeah, it was mentioned
for sure.
It hasn't been mentioned on this show. It hasn't been mentioned specifically on this show, but one of my other podcasts that I'm on, The Real Boys, it was mentioned a few times that Mickey looks like he's very happy towards my ears. So
Yeah.
Mickey will be moving probably after this interview.
Or just swap the images, right? So it's pointing the other way.
These guys are going to swap places for sure. So Mickey's on my back and he's pointing his friendly face somewhere else. What? I love this podcast. So many different things happen. But going on, what is your ultimate goal in life? Like right now, if I snap my fingers, where are you 5-10 years from now? What is the goal you're setting for yourself?
Honestly, I don't know. 5-10 years from now, again, the ultimate goal is to do whatever I want. So, I see myself maybe building a house in Bali because my girlfriend loves Bali. Starting a family. I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with Bali. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, no, of course not. But I see myself maybe just adventuring around, starting a YouTube channel, hopefully inspiring other people to be more, and continue to help other entrepreneurs here and there. That's the ultimate goal, I would
like
say.
it. I love how your goal is to help others reach their goals.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, very true to the entrepreneurial world that we're going into right now. This shift from being focused so much on yourself, but also moving into helping other people be as successful as you are, because that just brings more success to you. Like if you can quote like, hey, this guy uses my products, or this guy was coached by me and look how successful he is, I can help you move on. So that is a great goal to have. I'm I support that 110%, of course. Because that's my goal. My goal is to
Yeah,
help as many people with podcasting, like business
yeah,
owners,
yeah.
entrepreneurs, influencers use podcasting to grow their business, grow their brand. Because it's helped me connect with so many entrepreneurs and business owners as well. Um, One question I love asking, and we're starting it with this season, because I devour books. So I want to know, what is your favorite book for entrepreneurs, or the book that you suggest to entrepreneurs?
I don't really read. I
Okay.
okay.
Okay, maybe a
I've never.
YouTube video.
No, I do have a few books. I just started reading recently. Well, I bought books. I just read the cover and kind of go through the book here and there.
Yeah,
But I like the message behind it, right? So I would say Rich Dad Poor Dad.
very popular book. A lot of I've read
Yeah,
it, and my client Lloyd Ross actually built his business around Rich Dad Poor Dad and that. So yeah, it's a
yeah,
great
that
book.
one, and also how to influence and make friends, or make friends and influence people, or something like that. I
Third
like
time
that
that
concept.
book's third time that book's popped up on my on the list when I've asked
Yeah,
guests.
every single time you go through it, or you just watch a YouTube summary of it, you get something out of it. Especially if you're a salesperson.
Mhm. No, it's a great book to learn because it's a classic. If the likes of Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and these big, huge billionaires have read it, it's obviously impactful. And I love how even the young entrepreneurs like yourself are saying that this book is important to read. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. We're coming up to the end, near the end. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to
Sure.
just talk about your product, your services, how people can get in contact with you, and then we'll finish off with one final question.
Sure. I'm going to start off by saying, hey, if you're a realtor or a mortgage broker, things of that nature, if you're looking to generate leads on autopilot, have qualified booked appointments on your calendar, hit me up. I'll help you guys out with a free growth consultation. Pretty much, we generate leads through Facebook ads. We convert it through our ISA process and systems such as follow-ups, automated, so text, emails, voicemails, whatever means possible to actually get them on the phone, up until the point where they say, no, we're not interested, or you get a qualified booked appointment. So that's what I do day to day. That's my bread and butter. But on the side too, I do love helping business owners, people that are just starting out, people who are stuck underneath 20K per month, specifically consultants, coaches, or agency owners looking to start or scale their business, and they're having a problem getting past that barrier. That's what I do on the side too when I have free time. That's what I enjoy doing. So yeah, if you guys, any of you guys are looking for that, be sure to hit me up. You can find me on Instagram, which is backslash David Phan with PHNN. Those are all my handles, so go check it out.
Yeah, of course. All the links will be in the show notes down below. You also have a podcast where you talk to realtors about growing their business, correct?
Yeah, it's similar to what we're doing here, right? It's first started off as just helping, like interviewing high performing entrepreneurs, but we're going to be interviewing more realtors and people in that space and how they can actually grow their business through the struggles and also the lessons they've learned from it too as well. So again, if you guys are realtors, go to my website fanners.com. You can find it there.
Excellent. Yeah. Of course, links in the show notes down below. David, we're coming up to the end. What is an imparting lesson you would like the listeners to have from this interview, or take if they didn't listen to everything, the too long, didn't read
Yeah.
version, the Snoop's notes? What is that imparting lesson that you want to impart to my listeners?
Try a lot of things, right? And most importantly, get started, right? Just I'm always on the go. I'm always trying to build things, right? As of lately, I started narrowing things down because I realized if I diversify too much, I lose focus. But at least get started. And more importantly, invest into high income skills. Start a business that is a service based business. That is super important. Because why? If you were to do e-commerce or dropshipping, whatever that requires capital, you're gonna pay something upfront and may or may not get a return. Whereas if you're to trade time for money, you're gonna guarantee have a head start, and then you can start, investing into e-commerce maybe later on. So invest into yourself, get those high income skills, and I promise you guys are gonna get somewhere in life.
I love it. It's something that I preach, and invest in your skill sets, because the skill sets that you have, other people don't. That just makes you more valuable. David, I want to thank you so much
For
for
sure.
being a guest on the show. I'm looking forward to continually working with you on your CRM. It's an amazing platform. You guys should at least reach out to David to at least see how this platform can help you, because it's uh, it's an amazing platform. And I have to
It's
say,
gonna save you a ton of time.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
already know how much time it's going to save my laziness skill sets that I have developed. But this is an amazing all-in-one, pretty much CRM platform that even adds extra things and easy places for you to find. It's worth your 15-20 minutes to reach out to David through the links down below for people to learn about this product and be like, yeah, this is what you need. So
Yeah, he genuinely means it.
I
He's not just
100%.
saying that trying to sell you something.
No, I'm not. Like
It's
I'm getting
changed my
zero.
life. Yeah, it changed my life. Okay, like it saves you hiring VAs and hiring like people to automate, like do all those day-to-day tasks. You can automate all that. Saves you
And
thousands of dollars every single month.
yeah, it's an amazing platform. I'm looking forward to jumping in on it when I purchase it, because I'm an entrepreneur. I need to get the capital to invest, but I'm not getting zero payment from this. I wish I was, but no. This is a great platform for you guys to use. Check it out. The notes will have all the links to get in contact with David. David, again, I have to thank you so much for being a guest on the show and taking
For sure.
this quick 30 minutes out of your time to share your knowledge with my guests.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and have a lovely day. Hey, I want to thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you got so much value from it. I do have a small favor to ask of you. If you could all just go over to our Instagram page, that's at Invest in Yourself Pod. Just go over there, like the most recent episode or the episode that you listened to. Maybe leave a comment of what you took away from the episode, and make sure you follow us for all the latest episodes coming up. I thank you so much for just listening to the podcast. You guys make it worthwhile, and see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to take the next step. When you're ready to dive deeper into how to launch, grow, and monetize your podcast, Phil's got something special for you. Join him for a free webinar where he'll reveal the 3 secrets that have helped countless entrepreneurs succeed in podcasting. Click the link in the show notes to save your spot, and let's turn your podcasting dreams into reality.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.